Hey guys, so for today's video we are gonna be talking about some spooky stuff and doing our makeup with a little fireplace in the bag.
Oh, I thought you were gonna save me.
And with you. And we're saying spooky stuff, as I mentioned. We have makeup here. We're not gonna reveal all the products, or maybe we would. I don't even know.
I guess as we if we want to talk about like the products, we could.
Right.
But you guys are gonna get more of like just spooky story times, whatever.
Moisturize my face and prime, and she's gonna
just put putty primer.
Just put putty primer. So,
first, we have to get our hair out of our face. Do you have more of those? How many of those do you use? Just two, one.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll use this.
There's these. Look.
I'll use this one.
So yeah, to get this stuff, the hair out of
our
your face.
Guys, I'm not a professional, and this is how I do my makeup. I don't do anyone's makeup. So if you guys are gonna come on here and be professionals, do it in the comment section.
Yeah.
For real though, I'm not playing with you guys at all. Cool.
Let's get into it. We're gonna talk about spooky stuff that has occurred to us, and yeah. So you go, Carol.
How are you gonna prime your face?
I just use my hands.
Your Kiehl's.
And I use Kiehl's, and then I put the primer, which actually the e.l.f. has been really good.
I want to try the e.l.f. one. I love all e.l.f. products.
e.l.f. is really good. I think it's better than the milk.
So whenever I go out or do my makeup, I always want it to be like, I just want to look like I'm glowing. I don't care if it's cold, summer, winter, spring, whatever. I just want to glow, and this really like helps me achieve that glowy look. The little vitamin C brightening putty primer by e.l.f. Love it. Love anything e.l.f. I'm not gonna use any moisturizer under this because I did that before coming here. I washed my face. So yeah, cheers. What do you have, Laneige?
Yeah, so I am putting now the e.l.f. primer, and I'm going to put the Laneige lip mask. That way my lips aren't dry, because it's cold and it's snowing outside today. Okay guys, so we are going to put our foundation in and concealer. In my case, I'm using the IT foundation and e.l.f.
I love e.l.f.
So this is how mine looks like. What are you using?
So I am going to be using the Fit Me by Maybelline in the shade 220 Natural Beige. Love it. And it's the matte one, matte plus poreless. So I like it because it's affordable. It's cheap. And I'm just gonna, usually if I don't have the little thing, I put it like on the back of my hand, but we have this, so we're trying to keep it as clean as possible. I have like a little history on the college that we went to, university now, and we just want to start off by saying that
no names, don't mention.
Yeah, no names. This college was built on a property shared with a graveyard, right?
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of creepy stuff that went on during our time, and then just stories that we would hear throughout, like just being on campus and stuff, and it was kind of spooky. So like, do you want to say like your first encounter with like something spooky on the campus?
Yeah, so with me, I had an encounter with, what was it? So I had my own dormitory. What would it be, like a suite? Yeah, right? It was a suite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had my suite, and within the suite you share rooms with another person. So in my case, I was sharing a room with a friend. I'm not gonna mention their name either. And they were basically like, I'm assuming spiritual or something, but this person had dream catchers, and I thought they were pretty and stuff like that. I didn't think nothing of it, in all honesty. So one day I had my boyfriend, which is now my husband, he came over or whatever, and he slept over, and all of a sudden, because my roommate had pictures of her family member in the room and like the dream catchers and stuff, by the door there, that scared me. By the door I saw a long, like, tall figure in a suit, and it was looking directly at me. Mind you, my friend was not there. So I'm over here freaking out because I saw the figure and it was looking straight at me, and I froze because I didn't want to move. I thought I was just hallucinating or whatever the case was, until my boyfriend had said, "Who is that man by the door?" From there, I just felt like my heart dropped to the floor because I knew what I was seeing. For him to say stuff like that is crazy, because he was seeing what I was seeing, and I never told him anything.
Was it like a shadow that you were seeing, or like...
It was like a tall, like a big tall man, like in a black suit. And I think that was just, you know, him trying to visit her. So I think that was
him, as in like her grandpa or
her grandfather,
her relative or whatever.
Yeah, her relative was trying to meet her or visit her or something, and that's what I think, you know, he got the wrong one, I guess, at that time, because she wasn't there. So that was my incident. And then later on, I think you're the one who told me about the dream catchers, that they're not good and stuff like that, that it brings like some type of like bad energy or something like that.
So I just want to start off by saying that if you are a person that likes dream catchers and crystals and all that, and that's your kind of stuff, great. No one's judging you guys. Everybody has their different views on things. On my personal opinion on it, you know, shouldn't affect how you feel towards it. You know, my truth is my truth. Your truth is your truth. And you can believe in whatever you want. But personally, I don't believe in any of those things. I don't practice any of those kind of things, or have those in my household. However, I don't think that I don't think that those things are good, if that's like a nice way of putting it. But yeah, I think I was the one who told you about like having the backstory on like dream catchers and all that, which that should be for like another video, like
dream
crystals
and all that,
tarot card readings, all that. But yeah,
because that's crazy. That's like opening a whole different portal. And when she told me that, that kind of like scared me, because I didn't know much of that. I just thought they were pretty because they're designed so nicely and stuff. I didn't have the time to even like research or anything like that back then until later on. So that was my little story. I did tell her like, hey, like, you know, that night somebody came over and was trying to visit you, and
what did she say? She
was just like, oh yeah, you know, that happens. Like I've written letters to him and stuff. I'm like, oh, hell no. Hell no. So that was my story on what had happened there. And I think it was creepy because it was also close to a cemetery, and like mad spirits are probably like ambulando around there.
You know, it's crazy, like everybody has different beliefs and stuff, and we're not judging it. And I hope you guys don't think that we're coming on here and judging you guys, because we are. Yo, we listen and we judge.
your experience in the campus when we were in school. I know we have a lot.
I can talk about a few. There was this one time. Alright, so when I was younger, up until like my college days, I used to love scary movies. Like, love them. And anything I did, I was either watching YouTube videos with like paranormal stuff going on, or just scary movies. And if you know that those are literally portals, and you shouldn't be watching those kind of things, because it opens doors to different things in the spiritual world that, you know, it's scary, demonic, and all things like that. So one time I was about to go, I was already laying down in bed, and I was with my man, and it was like 3 a.m, and you guys already know anything past 12 a.m, right? It's like the devil's time,
like witching time,
whatever. And we were up. It was like 3:05 in the morning, 3:05 a.m. And we're laying in bed watching videos, and all of a sudden we hear a like. Okay, so and every dorm had a mini fridge, right? And I used to keep my frying pan on top of my mini fridge. Like, once I was done using it, it would just sit there or whatever. And that night, I remember we were just talking, and exactly at 3:10 a.m, it was like somebody grabbed the pan and slammed it, and my man grabbed me. He was like, "Did you hear that?" I was like, "The fuck?" Obviously, I heard that. But we were scared shitless, because we were like, yo, the only way that that's possible is if someone grabbed it. And there was nobody in that room with us. Mind you, it was literally a square room, right? Would you say it was like a square room?
It was like a little box.
So we were like, what was that? And
no trucks or anything like
went
around there.
The window was literally facing the woods of that property. Yeah. So that's that. And yeah. So we were like scared. We were like, yo, what the heck is going on? Like, I'm also going in with my Sephora concealer. Hold on. Sephora Best Skin Ever Glow. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's right there. And yeah, that was one of my scary stories. And then literally in that same moment, I remember, like, once we heard that thump, I told him, I was like, get up and turn the lights on, because I was actually scared that someone was gonna like pull the blankets off and stuff. So he's like, I don't want to get up. I'm like, well, I'm not getting up, because what if somebody grabs my feet from under the bed? I'm like, I won't be able to breathe. I'll probably die. And yeah, he got up off the bed and turned on the lights. And I remember, like, we both instantly got like goosebumps. It was like cold, and we were just scared. I'm like, yo,
that's not good to be cold, because that means you were in the presence of some type of spirit.
I know. So
that's
what scared me. I'm like, yeah, That was one of my stories. Trying to think of other ones right now.
The one when we were talking, and all of a sudden we heard that big thump.
Oh yeah. So one day Kristen was in my. This was what year would you say? 2019.
Yeah.
So Kristen was in my. We were both in my bed, and we were just laying there hanging out, whatever.
We were just talking.
And I remember she was like right in front of me laying on her side, and I was right in front of her like laying on my side too. And I remember, I don't know what was the last thing we said, but in that moment something went flying, the top of the bin, like a container,
and it was under the bed.
Yeah, the storage bin top went flying, and we're like, what the fuck? Because honestly, the only way that that's possible is if someone grabs it and throws it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
from under the bed.
Yeah, we grabbed each other. We're like, what the fuck was that? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually scary. Because, I don't know. There's so many things that we don't see that go on in the spiritual world that, like right now, there's something going on around us. And we're protected. We're very highly, heavily protected.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just things that we don't see. And it's scary because how do you fight that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you... Well, I know. I believe in Jesus.
I think that, you know... Well, at that time, did you know?
No. At that time, no.
Yeah.
Like, I just knew, like, you know, God protect me. And, like, you know, I rebuke... Well, I didn't really, like, rebuke anything in my life in that... During that time. Because I didn't know the power of, like... The power that God has and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So... I didn't know, like, oh, like, you shouldn't be that scared. Now, I'm still scared. But I know that I have Jesus with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how strong he is. And if he is for you, who can be against you?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's another one?
Is not from the dorms. This actually happened in my own home right here. The one that I'm literally filming. And this, so I was in the bathroom showering and my husband was talking to me. So he goes and he's laying down on the bed and he's talking to me or whatever. So we're talking, whatever. And all of a sudden, I closed the door because I started to brush my teeth, get ready for bed, and blah, blah. And he goes and he said that he heard 3 knocks on the door over here.
Oh, I think you guys know that.
3 knocks on the door. Then afterwards, he said that the door started to creak like little by little, even though there was no wind. It was, I think, summer or something like that. Mind you, we know that somebody had passed away here. So, then he went and opened the door and was like, oh, Chris, like, stop playing with me because me and him play around. And then he found out that there was nobody in the door, nobody behind the door. And then he opened the bathroom and he's like, I thought you were messing with me. And I'm like, messing with you about what? And he was like, oh my God. So that freaked him out. And that was the story that happened to me. Has that happened to you in your home? Or anybody? Like,
No, I actually hope it doesn't.
Heck no.
Yo, I hope that never happens to me.
That was creepy.
I think Tyler told me that too.
It was
where he
creepy.
was like, yo, it was like somebody was knocking. I was like, Chris, stop playing. And then when he went to pull the door, nobody was there.
Yeah.
And he was shook. I would have pooped my pants.
I would have ran, is what I would have done.
No, you know what happened to me? Actually, now that we're talking about that, like last week or 2 weeks ago, I had what bottle was that? Oh, the lemonade bottle. So I had like a big lemonade bottle that was halfway empty, and I put it down on the counter. Mind you, I had the top on it, but not fully closed, but it was like somewhat closed. Mm-hmm. And then me and Josh were actually in the room, and I remember just talking to him, and we heard like something fall. It was like a top. It was like, and it fell on the floor, and I'm like, instantly, I low-key knew what it was because, like, you know the sound of a top when it falls.
Yeah,
you know, like, how to distinguish that or whatever from anything else. And I looked at him, and I'm like, oh, heck nah. And then he's like, well, I'm like, I think that was the top of, like, the cap of the bottle. And he's like, how? You probably left it on, like, the edge, and that's how it fell. And I'm like, nah, because if it was just, like, if I left it on the edge, then the whole bottle would have fell. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no. What was another incident that I had? I think, oh, so my husband's uncle passed away actually last year. And we were in his house as well. So I was by myself because I got home from work, and at that time he was working a second job, right? So I go and I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, and I see this figure by my dining table looking like he was wearing jeans and a top and some sneakers, just staring straight at me. And I froze and I looked at him, and my dogs literally jumped up and started barking at that area. And that's where I knew, like, my husband's uncle,
that was him,
went to like visit him. Yeah. And that's where I called my husband and I told him, I was just like, yo, it seems like somebody's trying to pay you a visit because that's crazy.
I hope I don't ever run into anything like that.
I think people do that though.
I'm not that strong. Like, I would literally cry.
I think it just happens though, like, because if they know you, they come and visit you. That happened with my friend as well. Like, he came to visit me. I think that was... Actually, his was very peaceful. Versus other people, like with my grandma, I had like sleep paralysis. And that was so creepy.
Wait, what was that?
That was
because I know a lot of like people experience that.
Like,
I pray I don't.
When you can't even move and you just see, like, dang, I'm putting so much highlighter, but you just see like your body, your soul detaching from your body, and you just can't move. Like, basically you see yourself dead. And then you start talking to like the person who's actually passed away, and I think that's what scared me. But I remember in the sleep paralysis, my grandmother came to visit me, and I was on top of my body, like sitting on it, and me and her were having a conversation that I don't even know what it was about. That was scary. And I think the other thing also that scared me was that thing I told you about at my mom's house with Tutu and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
that scared me because he was behind my mom, and I got scared.
Wait, how did you even see that though?
Like I was talking to her, and I remember me and her were just talking, laughing, or whatever. And around the time that had happened, I didn't know, but I saw a little kid behind my mom, and I like gasped for air because I got scared. And my mom is like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "Nothing." Like, I didn't want to talk about it because that like creeped me out.
See, I'm not good with that because I'm too paranoid. Like, I may look tough and all that, but I'm very scared. Like, I'd be scared. It's nothing that nobody could tell me, no, don't be scared. No, honey, I'd be scared. I run. Or I just freeze and my body just goes numb. That's why I said, like, watching scary movies are not a good thing if you're not like strong-minded, and I don't feel like I'm strong-minded.
I was saying the whole thing with the sleep paralysis, and also with this other thing that happened to me. Has that happened to you? You haven't had sleep paralysis, right?
No, I rebuke that. I never want to go through that.
Yeah, no, you don't. It's creepy.
So one time, remember this when my mom had like sent me like this video of like
that, yeah.
You guys, that was actually scary. So if you guys don't know what, so that one was like a prank. But they started telling me stories of like their actual occurrences, like experiences and stuff. And so if you guys don't know the backstory of La Llorona, it's basically like a lady in. Would you say she's in the U.S. or just?
I thought
like
she was Mexican. I thought that was like
it's like a Mexican urban legend.
But
it's true.
The Llorona, I guess she's worldwide because she be traveling
on a tour and shit. Sorry.
Oh, world tour.
World tour. She's doing the Bad Bunny right now. But anyways, she's a lady that lost her children. Well, her husband cheated on her, right?
Yeah.
So this, her husband.
Her kids.
Her husband
Spiteful.
cheated on her and left her for another woman. Would you say?
Yeah, I said she's spiteful.
But yeah, she killed her kids because her husband left her, right?
That's crazy though.
She drowned them in a river or a lake.
She's dedicated to kill her kids.
Wait, she drowned them in a river or a lake?
I think it was a river.
Yep. So it said that she's always by the river. Her ghost haunts like people at the river or whatever. She makes her like special appearances there. And
you made it seem like she's like a famous person.
She's very famous though. The girl's famous.
The girl's famous.
But she makes her appearances there, and she makes people go crazy. Like she'll literally like reel you in, like come. She has long black hair.
So like
she wears a white dress and kind of like Bloody Mary. I don't know if you guys remember that.
So does she lure only men or children? It's children, right?
No, women too, I think. Not only men.
Wild.
Yeah. So it said that she does that to seek like revenge. Like her ghost just seeks revenge, and I think that's like the most scariest shit ever. Like, yeah, because my husband cheated on me. I'm gonna kill my kids. And I'm not, this is just a story, YouTube. But how crazy. What do you think about that?
I just think that's just wild. Why would you want to do that? But I guess we need to know more of a backstory. Let's go ask her.
But
imagine she's like, yeah, it's because
this is why I did it. I'm good, love. Enjoy.
You want me to show you?
You want me to show you why I did it? Solo eso falta. There she goes. You want me to show you why I did that shit?
I'ma show you.
I'ma show you how real I am.
No.
Girl, keep that over there.
What about el duende? I know it's
oh my gosh, my mom used to tell me, that's one of the things that I always used to be scared of, because if your family's like mine, they would sit outside during the summer and just tell stories about like things that happened to them in their lifetime, like scary stories, funny stories. But there would be like specific days that they would just focus on like
a
certain topic, and it would be scary stories. So I remember being young, whatever, and my mom, my stepdad, and my cousins, my siblings used to sit outside on the porch, and they literally used to tell their stories from when they were younger, or what like happened to their family members or whatnot. And one of them was el duende. So my mom told me that when she was younger, she had a friend that had a daughter, and this daughter was literally like so beautiful. She had long black hair, body was tea, and that she was like very pretty, and a lot of people like noticed that she was very pretty, whatever. And so one day my mom said that she saw the girl and she looked normal, whatever the case was. She looked like regular. She would say hi to my mom and blah 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 blah. So then as the time went on, she started seeing that the girl like was looking different and stuff. So my mom went up to her friend like, oh, I see that your daughter looks this way, and that she's acting like, you know, usually she says hi to me when she sees me. She hasn't said anything. My mom be calling people out, so I believe that, like, your daughter was talking to, well, didn't say hi to me, she was being rude, whatever. So then my mom's friend told her, like, you know, it's not only you, she's been acting weird towards me too. So then my mom was like, oh, I don't know about that, you gotta get that checked. So,
like, how old is this girl?
She's probably like 16, 17.
Oh, did they think that she was like pregnant or something?
They thought, I don't know what they thought. My mom thought that she was just like being rude and just like, what do you call that?
Maleducada.
Yeah. So that's why my mom told,
guys.
my mom told her mom, like, listen, like, your daughter is being a little rude to me. I'm saying hi to her and she's not like responding or whatever. So the mom ended up saying, like I said, you know, it's not only towards you. She's been acting weird around the house. So then one day the girl woke up. We're gonna name my mom's friend Sam, and we're gonna call the daughter
Samantha.
No, we're gonna call her Tammy. So we're gonna call the mom Sam, and the daughter is gonna be Tammy. So Tammy goes up to her mom and like something regular around the house, whatever, and the mom sees that she has like these like what do you call that, braids, and it's not like regular French braids. They're literally like, I don't even know how to explain it because it creeps me out. So just imagine like some weird braids, I don't know, and it looked messy. So she goes up to her, she's like, oh, like, you did your hair or whatever. She's like, no, mi amigo me lo hizo, which means my friend did it. So then her mom's like, what do you mean, your friend? Okay, so my stepdad told me the story, tells me a lot of stories. Told me, because obviously I don't live there anymore, but because I'm not there to listen to these stories. He told me that when he was younger, there was like a trend that they used to do with like, not he, but like the kids his age at the time. They used to basically the trend was you sit in a hammock or lay in a hammock, and under that hammock you go and you put a white sheet, white shirt, whatever, something white under the hammock. And then overnight, supposedly, in the morning, you'd wake up and you'd see like 3 blood dots on the white sheet. So I'm like, till this day, I haven't asked. Well, he tells me, he's like, I don't know where that blood would come from, because we would check our backs and everything and there would be nothing there. So imagine you do that and you're like, okay, like, I want to be a part of the trend like a dummy. And you wake up and you see that there's 3 blood drops. Like, there's just blood on a white sheet and you don't know where it's coming from because you don't have nothing on your back. So I just thought that was kind of weird too.
What would that mean?
I don't know. And to this day, he's like, I don't know how we had blood on those bed sheets, whatever. And I'm like, well, that's fucking creepy.
I never heard of that one.
Yeah. And then one time, I have an uncle who's like an alcoholic, unfortunately. And when he's sober, he like tells these like stories or whatever. And he said that one time he was walking back from drinking, and he had to pass the river that's by my grandpa's house in Honduras. And he was walking back home, and the lady in the white dress was telling him, come, and he was drunk, and he was just like, F you, like, I can't say it now, but he was saying it in Spanish, like, F you, like, come here, I'll you. And the lady just kept telling him, come. And the next morning, he's like, yo, I don't know if I was drunk or if that's what I thought it was. and they call her they don't call her La Llorona out there. They call her La Ciguanaba, something. Ciguanaba, something.
The lady in the white dress, basically.
Something like that. And, let me get the water. The miscellaneous thing. The sour water. Just need a little bit. But yeah. That's some of my stories. You got another one?
All the time. My stepfather told me that his cousin in Mexico, he was driving back home or whatever, and he saw a lady at the bridge, and he picked her up. They were having a conversation. All of a sudden, she was like, "Oh, you could drop me off over here."
He picked her up?
And he looked at the window, like the little
the mirror.
And she said, you know, they were talking or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, just leave me off here." And it was like literally like a plaque where she died, and then she disappeared.
Was he scared like after that?
He was peeing his pants.
Imagine, like, this is what I don't
Hell
go.
no, imagine.
Not imagine. You guys, we got snacks.
Yeah.
We had to. But
in order for us to tell this tea,
we need to fuel our bodies.
with junk food.
But that's weird. That's why I don't like going down scary roads, because I'm afraid that I'd run into something, and I don't want to run into anything. That's why I drive with my high beams on. Obviously, like, the high beams won't help, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like any of that. I hate driving at night too. I hate being home alone. That's one thing. I hate it. I feel like I go crazy, but
It's not even ghosts. Because my grandmother used to say, like, it's better to be scared of, like, the living than the dead. Because the dead, they can't do nothing but scare you. But
chill. Somebody start pulling on you. Someone starts pulling on your
but
stuff.
the dead, but the living, you could get harmed. So I feel like there's so many cuckoos out in this world nowadays that you just don't know, you know?
Never, ever, ever.
I just think that's creepy.
This is what I was trying to say. I was actually watching this podcast, going back to talking about the duende. I forgot these people's name from this podcast, but it's like 3 people that sit in a room.
Oh wait, is it that scary one?
Yeah, so they sit in a room, and they, like, you know how they have a whole podcast set up, but one of the story they read the stories that, like, the viewers send them in or whatever. And they were saying that one of the stories was basically that this one little girl used to tell her mom, like, oh, you know, what do you call that? The duende. I'm trying to remember, because I'm not trying to give you guys the wrong, like, the thing. You're gonna have to cut it off until I get it together. But when you're editing. So basically, the story goes that there was a mom and 2 daughters, right? And I think they were like 2 years apart. And the youngest daughter used to play with her imaginary friends, and the little girl used to tell her, like, oh, estoy jugando con mi amigo, tell her older sister and her mom, like, I'm playing with my friends, whatever. And they're like, oh, it's whatever, it's just a friend, like, imaginary friend, whatever. So then the little girl one day got sick, and they took her to the hospital, and these nurses saw that the little girl had, like, bite marks and everything, and they're like, she's sick, but why does she have bite marks? So they would tell the mom, they told the mom, like, look, like, your daughter has bite marks, and we want to know, like, where she's getting these things from. So the older daughter, the eldest daughter, told the mom and the nurses, like, yeah, because el duende la viene a ver, basically saying, like, yeah, the duende's coming to see her, and he's mad that my sister told you guys that she had an imaginary friend. So the little girls used to say, like, now he's mad at us. He told us that if we ever tell anybody about him, that he's gonna come and he's gonna take us and he's gonna take us far away and we're never gonna see our family. And the nurses are like, oh, it's just little girls being like that. But it's so weird. I don't want to tell like the whole story because you're gonna have to like list it down below in your bio. I'm gonna find it when we end this video so you guys like can listen to it word for word. And it's just weird, like the different experiences like that people have with the duendes, and like it was in Mexico too.
That's scary. A lot of stuff happens in Mexico.
And that doesn't mean like Mexico's like bad, you know what I mean? Like just feel like everyone has their own stuff, and
I feel like it's the root of like a lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah, because I've always wanted to visit Mexico. Shit, even going to Honduras when I was younger, the first time I was scared. So, like, because of the stories that my mom used to tell me and all that, and I'm like, fuck that. I'm trying to think of another one that I have.
This drink is so sour.
I like it though.
It has like a good aftertaste.
Guys, I'm doing my lips right now, and I'm using Rebel Kind by NYX. I love it. It's like a brown color, but it's so cute. What should we talk about right here?
I did Fenty Beauty Hot Cocoa.
I love Fenty.
I don't like I like but don't like the concealer. It like oxidizes.
I've never used a concealer.
Yeah.
I have Sephora, the Sephora brand. I have the Maybelline one with like the little, because it has a lot of coverage. That one has a lot of coverage. But I also have the Sephora, the Rare Beauty one. But I use like 3 different lip liners on my lips because I like a certain color and I don't get it with one. And those are a lot as well.
They are. But yeah, that's our stories, guys. I think, what do you guys think? Do you have any stories to tell from your country? Do you think that what we're saying is fake? Do you think what we're saying is honest? I mean, in all honesty, there's no reason for us to lie because this is something that has been...
If y'all think we lie, not even
no.
I did it.
But I don't know. I just know that these things had happened to me, but there's things that had happened to others that I was just, at first I was very skeptical, but now like I really do believe it because I'm like, it wouldn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just what I think. So definitely put it in the comments below. I will be doing a little description, that way you guys could put your input. Please, no negativity. So everything,
guys, we're just
positive.
starting off. Like, I feel like to start off, we're doing good.
So, and we got the fireplace in the back. So, you know, when the fireplace is on, like last time is gonna be a scary story. Last time when I was telling you guys about my situation with my friend, I was freaked out. I had to have my husband on the other side. My husband on the other side because I was so petrified. So, I think this time is not that bad. Just talking about it.
We'll record another one. It'll be more like in depth.
I think next time we should do like a cheesemate time and stuff like that. Just talk about some type of cheesemate that isn't overboard.
Like cheesemate within our life. I'm down for that.
Life or like things that have happened and stuff like that. I think that would have been something cool to say, to do.
I'm just saying though, 7-Eleven, you should sponsor us because we didn't have to drink this on camera. We didn't. We really didn't.
This is the limeade drink slushy.
And it hits every time.
Try it.
It's 2025. Sponsor us.
Try it. But now that we're closing up the video, I just want to thank you guys for watching us and listening to everything. And I will be posting this video for next week. That way you guys could see it, eat your popcorn, grab yourself a slushy, and yeah. Do you have anything to say?
I have nothing to say. Thank you guys for watching this video and enjoying our little yap scary time content for today. And next time you see us, we're probably gonna be chismeando because that's the best thing that we do. So
We should do like a Spanish edition too.
Oh, we could do that.
We're gonna watch it because there's some words that I'm just
I just don't know either. You know what it is? Like when I speak English, sometimes I see the Spanish word, so I'll be like, yeah, I just got it from La Cocina. Just Spanglish. I don't know, something like that.
But yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a lovely weekend and a week, because tomorrow's the inauguration day. So I hope you guys enjoy. Take that day off. And if you're in Jersey, stay safe, stay warm, do not drive out, don't go to work, just work from home or whatever the case is, or take off. So yeah, until next time. Bye.